Hello, 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 and welcome to an RT appetizer where it's kind of special because this one, it's essentially a small sub-series that I'm going to call, but not include in the title. I'm going to call it Guess What Went Wrong, where at this point in the video, I would like you to go ahead and guess what went wrong in this fight. It is a loss. I will tell you that up front. I won't put the picture of my cat up front. You can see that this is a defeat. I would like you to guess down below what you think went wrong for me to lose this. Because I have some pretty good counters into the units they have on the other side. But yeah, go ahead, write down in the comment what exactly, as specific as you can get, went wrong for me to lose this fight. And let's now jump in and see if you're correct. So things are going to start off pretty tame here. I am going to put the Solitaria to sleep. It is an immensely slow Solitaria. It's like 230 speed or so. I'm not scared of the Celine at this point, so I am just going to reset everybody. That's going to go into my Bryceria, which is expected. That is why I brought Bryceria after all. They're going to donk Bryceria, put her into her Immortal, which is fine. I guess you could say the first mistake I made here was going into DJB. When he didn't proc from Eternus or anything like that, I guess I should have known he was on Water's Origin, but okay. Well, that's not the end of the world, though. Okay, that's bad, but again, that's not the end of the world. This Solitaria isn't doing that much damage. So I'm not particularly scared of her because my Lionheart can win the long game in this. They're just going to go strip the speed buff off of the Lua, which is fine. Yolha, not much she can do, so she's just going to S1 into the Celine, which, again, is fine. Also, this is, again, another Abyssal Solitaria. The very rare variety nowadays, since everyone and their mom seems to be doing Fairy Tale for a Nightmare. This one is still on Abyssal, but that should be fine. I actually resist the pushback, which is kind of nice. So Lionheart is ready to go again. So if the Solitaria S1s again, I will proc off that, and I'll be able to do good damage to everybody. So yeah. Should be perfectly fine. No random stun from the DJB, we're still fine. They're going into LHC, that didn't do too much. And so, if you guessed dual attack during the S1 animation of Solitaria to proc LHC before her animation goes off, as well as give her unbuffable after the animation would go off, so she doesn't get the defense and effector as buffs, you would be correct. And you are a goddamn mathematician if you got that right. Because holy god. That was losing to not only a 3% chance for the dual attack to proc before the Solitaria, it was another, it just happened to be on Solitaria's turn as well. And then she just happened to also give unbuffable on her S2. She can give a lot of buffs on her S2. It just happened to be unbuffable. It couldn't have been like speed down or like attack down or any of the other debuffs that exist. Like, sure, man. And since this is just going to be losses, we can show you that once again I have a streak. But what about this one? Well, this one was just basically a very fast A-tie win, and the Sage Vivian resisted my Arwell's S3. That was that one. What about this one? Again, I seem to have a pretty good team into this. If they have to essentially try and spend all of their resources to try and kill Landy first off, because they're bringing 2 books. But that should be fine. At that point, I'm left with Arya, which, you know, I'm okay with. So Handguy is going to S3 here, obviously to get the attack buff on the Stene and the Carrot. Sharoon is pushing herself up. If she has 2 more chances to go above the Stene to try and you know, strip the attack buff from the Stene, so she won't hit as hard. But I want you to go ahead, again, guess what went wrong in this fight for me to lose it. Because this one is a little bit more predictable, solely based on looking at the units that I have and what could possibly go wrong. So write your comments down below what you think this one is. Because I can assure you, you are correct. Number 1, Arwell failed to stun the Handguy. So he must clearly be 160 effect res to be able to do that. Oh, Handguy Warhorned at the best time. Let's see what he can do. Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just go die then. So it's clearly a 150 effectiveness, or not effectiveness, effect res Handguy. And it also has enough effectiveness to strip my Arya. So clearly, this is the best built Handguy of all time, because it also had 30k HP, if you saw that. So a 30k HP Handguy with about 80 plus effectiveness and 150 plus effect res, or the more likely outcome, 15%ing everything, just 15% all over the place. Just why build your units in a way that would actually achieve these results when you could just luck sack into these results and get free wins from them? So yeah, that's great. Do I have any other losses where it just absolute banger of a loss? Where I lost because the game just decided to destroy me? Probably. But, like, dude, come on. Like, come on. Oh yeah, this is the fight I had where I brought 4 counters to Landy and still lost to the Landy. That was fun. That was a fun fight. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this RT appetizer. A little different, a little annoyed, as you can probably tell. But like, it's still fine. It, like, RNG, okay, thank you. RNG in small doses is fine. It's when it just repeatedly shows up in every single action that is made to just screw you. Like, this isn't a me-specific thing. Sure, some of these scenarios might be a me-specific thing. I don't know if anyone else has specifically lost to a Solitaria S1ing into a Lionheart Surmia, also dual attacking with the DJB to proc the LHC before the Solitaria's S2 goes off, and then after applying the unbuffable during the S2, so that Lionheart Surmia's passive doesn't actually give her the buffs. That might be a me-only thing, but losing to 3% is pervasive. It shouldn't be in the game. if you've played Outer Plane, Smilegate's other game that they came out with, I think, earlier this year, all of the dual attacks are tied to the soul burns, which is how it should be. You shouldn't have a random chance in your game. Again, especially if you're trying to make it a quote-unquote esport. No one wants to play an esport where nothing they do matters. And the game will decide for itself who wins and who loses. That's not an esport. That's just bad gambling. Like, it'd be like calling slots an esport. It's not. Slots isn't an esport. You can't be good skillfully at slots. You can be good at, like, poker and stuff like that. You can't be skillful at slots. That's just not a thing that you can do. Like, I'm flabbergasted at the consistency in which this game likes to shove things into my ass. Just, like, day after day, moment after moment, absurd series of events. But hey, I mean, I'm still peppy. I'm still giving you guys the content that you want to see, or that I feel like making, because by God, I don't know if anybody wants to see a man get physically and mentally beat down. Like, I think at this point, my account can legally qualify as a snuff film. I'll have to put in some paperwork, I guess, but just ludicrous amounts of bad RNG, just constantly. And even my last win, obviously, luck plays a part. I guess everybody's building lethies with, like, 120 effect res now, because that's a thing that they can do and still hit, like, 30k HP. Like, even then, this was also the first Crow I've seen in maybe, like, 2 months that's still on Portrait of the Saviors for some reason. Like, even the wins aren't skillful. I will die on the hill that, like, even my wins don't have skill. There's no skill in my wins either. Obviously, the wins feel better, but they're exactly the same as the losses. Something went wrong for the opponent. Unless you have a game completely devoid of any luck whatsoever, which would probably be like a game where Architect Leica goes first, S3s kill Stene, and then they quit because, yeah, I guess there was no RNG in that, unless you count the possibility of speed RNG. Like, I guess that game would technically have no RNG in it. But, like, one game out of every 10,000 is like that-ish. But yeah, I'm gonna put the phone down. I just needed an RT appetizer for tomorrow morning, or for today, I guess, because time is a menace. But yeah, I don't know if this will be the first and only episode of quote unquote what went wrong, but it did kind of give me a way to frame my losses in a comedic and interesting way. Hopefully. But yeah, all ambivalent. Yeah, the like and the subscribe and the whatnot. Woohoo.